y'all, welcome back. My name is Shamika, and this is Check the Rhymes. I am super excited that you're here. As always, thank you so much for tuning in. I'm super hyped, as always, because one of my favorite guests is back in the building today, y'all. Mr. Will Downing. I'm not even going to go through the whole dramatics of introducing him because he's been on this show 11 times. He had a hand in naming the show. So technically, it's almost like this kind of sort of is like his show too, kind of. So I think he needs to come up off them vocals and give me a theme song. I'm going to ask him. Anyway, y'all, Will is back to talk about his new album called Soul Rising. This is number 27. Can you believe this man just keeps on putting out the hits? Anyway, we're going to talk about Soul Rising and more, so stay tuned. You definitely don't want to miss today's show. Like I said in my intro, I don't have to introduce this man because this is his home right here. Check the Rhymes. Welcome back, Will Downing.
What's going on, my dear? This is our yearly, well, we sometimes do twice a year, but it's been a minute, so we're going to say yearly. We're going to, end the year on a high with Check the Rhymes, yo. Check the Rhymes.
Yeah, I believe we did an interview earlier. Earlier this year. Was that when Pieces came out? Was that? See,
I know where you're going with this. I know this setup. I know where you're going. Hold on. Negro Damas. Wait a minute. I think during that interview, I probably said, I'm not going to record anymore. This is my last album. And then, here we are.
Then I get a text. It just says, here's my new album. And I'm like, I wish you could have seen my face because I was like, maybe my phone dirty. Let me. Because I know that's not what I'm reading right now.
The phone is riding dirty.
But I was like, my phone is new, so it's got to be right. And this is number 27, correct? Soul Rising.
27. Yeah, well, inspired by unfortunate circumstances, and there were some things that I just had to get out, so I recorded another album. So cut me a break. Cut me a break on this.
You get a break. You get a break because
this is it. I'm not recording another one. I'm like, I'm lying. I'm in the midst of recording number 28 even as we speak.
See? Well, I'm glad you admit it now that in probably a few months I'll get a text.
Probably, yeah. I'm about 3 songs in. Well, hey, listen, if the Rolling Stones could say this is our farewell tour, and I remember them saying that jive about 5 years ago. This is it. See the big lips on the screen. The Stones, we're not coming back. And the next thing you know, it's like the so-and-so tour.
Right.
The Stones can do it. I can do it.
Yeah, okay. We'll allow, because at this point we know that you just be talking and you don't come back. So most of the time I just agree with you, like, okay.
He said he can't be trusted. So yeah, whatever he says. With a grain of salt.
So, like you mentioned, Soul Rising kind of arose from some unfortunate circumstances for you. Mm-hmm. Do you want to go there? I don't want to press you to talk about anything you don't want to.
No, darling, it happened. It is the reality of life. It is part of the roller coaster of my life. And, people, it's not as uncommon as it used to be, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
For those who don't know, I would say my daughter unfortunately passed away at the beginning of January, in the beginning of January 2023, mm-hmm. and she committed suicide. And the shame and the stigmatism that has been attached to it has really come into light these days.
Yeah.
That's becoming more prevalent, with people than you would actually care to imagine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So. And I knew that you had the song that you I can't remember if we probably did discuss it the last interview. Yeah. But I wanted to touch on that one again, just because it actually was I'm jumping ahead of myself, but I had it as like one of the last questions, but since we're talking about it, you made it kind of a family affair for this particular song. Can you talk about the song?
Well, yeah, I mean, my daughter sings, my wife sings, I sing, we all got together and, this was our way of paying tribute to her, mm-hmm. and saying goodbye or saying until we meet again as if, and what's even stranger is that, don't know when you're going to air this, but on my birthday, I threw like it was so difficult to kind of comprehend this whole thing and to unpack it. We haven't done anything to honor her. So literally on my birthday, I threw a celebration for myself for a birthday. My mom turns 95 in a few days.
Wow. Happy birthday, Mom.
Happy birthday, Mom. That's the cheapest gift she's going to receive, a happy birthday. Or maybe she'll get a Check the Rhyme shirt or something like that.
Maybe.
Yeah, and she'll wear hers, right? and then we kind of celebrated her as well. So, like I said, we as a family just had a hard time really comprehending the whole thing. So it's taken us this long to kind of, celebrate her.
So I wanted to bring up that since, I'm in my grief season as well. And I think a lot of people, as I'm finding, are kind of, this year has just been rough. And so I wondered, I personally had to join a grief support group because I was like, I don't even know what else to do and need to be around like-minded people that are going through the same thing. But obviously you dealt with your grief with music, but how else have you handled your grief, or have you handled your grief?
Spoke to a lot of people who are experts in the field.
Yeah.
Joined support groups and, folks that want me to do like speaking engagements based on that. Mm-hmm. I'm no expert and I didn't want to be part of the group.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
It happened. But a lot of very supportive people, a lot of ministers and that nature to kind of give you spiritual support. Mm-hmm. So it's been a relief in that regard, but it's one of those things that I don't care what anybody says, you're going to get punched in the face and hit in the gut every day.
Yeah.
It's like there is no escaping it. Mm-hmm. I go to sleep and she'll be the last thought on my mind. Mm-hmm. Or when I wake up, she's the first thought, at the beginning of my day. Or at some point during the day, reminder that she's no longer here. Mm-hmm. It's going to hit you. So, it becomes a little easier kind of knowing that. Mm-hmm. And also just believing that she's in a better place,
Yeah. Yeah.
She must have been catching hell while she was here to do something like that. And, mm-hmm. we were dealing with a roller coaster of emotions with her when she was here.
Right.
But the pain that she must have been feeling internally must have been greater than any words that we could say to make her stay.
I was curious though. Well, first, let me give you my condolences, because I know I probably blew your phone up back then with the condolences and checking on you. But I'm curious as to, because people are nosy. People are nosy. What made you want to share what happened?
Because it's one of those things that if it could happen to me and my family, and, I don't know why people always think that artists or folks who are celebrities don't live the same kind of life that you lead outside of possibly, what a person might make, or the income aspect of it.
Right.
Or maybe their nightlife may be a little different. It may seem like an artist or celebrity's life is a lot more exciting, but really when it boils down to it, when it comes down to life itself, it's no different for me than it is for anyone else. Yeah. And I think that a person, and dare I say, like average person, needs to know that it's life. Mm-hmm. And if it can happen to me, it can happen to you, and to, be aware and to, so awareness and how you deal with people who are going through mental illness, how you deal with them is very important. So, you can't pray it away. Mm-hmm. You can't buy your way out of it.
Right.
So it's just one of those things that you have to deal with head on.
Yeah.
And sometimes professional help is necessary. And a lot of times as people of color, Black folks, we don't like, I'm trying to avoid saying it, but Black folks don't like going to get professional help because
it ain't nobody business outside this house. You better talk to the Lord.
There you go. Put some tussin on it. Talk to the Lord. And, what you need? You need some retail therapy. Let's go shopping. That's all you need. As my dad would say, that little girl just needs some collard greens or something like. I think it's a little bit more than that, Bobs.
Collard greens.
That let her run around in the field, you know. So,
Yeah.
and they literally would say stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this was obviously beyond that. And,
Yeah.
you know, so unfortunately, you know, my family had to take the blow for
Mm-hmm.
other people to kind of raise the awareness and them to realize, listen, if you have someone that you know that's going through it, whether it be a child or a relative or a friend or whatever, you know, seek professional help.
Well, thank you for being so open and transparent and sharing your experience, because I think that you're right. A lot of people we put our artists on a pedestal, and we think, even with Beyonce, like, you know, people were, and I think in her movie, she said, "I'm human. I'm not a machine."
Right.
Like, you know, y'all have feelings, y'all do all the things that we do. And I think that people just think, like you said, because you're in the spotlight, that y'all got some kind of special pass or something.
Right. Right. Like, you don't get tired, you don't have any pain, you know, it's and in some cases, I mean, that's the way people want to believe it. And sometimes we do that to other artists as well.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a basketball fan. If I want to go see, or back in the day, if I wanted to go see Michael Jordan play, I would expect Michael to come to New York and score 50. Like, I want to see 50 points. You got to score 50. Like, you know, I can't score 50 every night. You know, so, you know, it's just rough. I mean, that's just the way people look at things. So sometimes you have to lift the veil up and let folks know that you're real and that you bleed the way they do and you feel the way they go through things that they go through. And, you know, so it's important.
So when you decided to because I honestly, I thought that well, actually what you said when we were talking was that song, that was it. You just had to get that out. That was it. So I had no idea that you were going to put it on this project. So how did this project even come to be? Because again, you know what you said back then. I hate to bring up old stuff.
Yeah, you sound like the girlfriend or the girl that you talk to, and you know you're trying to get with them, and you got one. It was like, yeah, this didn't work out. Yeah, but you said, well, I know what you said. What you said was we was gonna be together. You said you love me. You said, like, oh, okay, all right.
Right. Or like a child, you said you was gonna buy me this.
Like
I was good at the store.
You said you was going to the store. You said it was like, I know what I said, but what you really mean? Like, okay.
Right.
Yeah, this album came out of sitting around too much, thinking about that.
Yeah.
Needing to go to my comfort zone to get relief. Yeah. And, you know, when I always need relief, music is always where I go. Always. Whether I'm listening or whether I'm making it. And in this case, you know, what I was hearing was bringing me more down than up. So I said, you know what? You know, sometimes the idle mind is the playground for the devil. Yep. So go to work. Go do what you normally do. Write, sing, produce, whatever. And that's what I did. And, you know, put the word out that I was looking for songs. And then, you know, me and my collaborators that I've always collaborated with over the years got together and was like, oh, man, that's a nice groove. And before you know it, we had 6 additional nice grooves in addition to the Till We Meet Again. And so that's the birth of the 7-song Soul Rising project.
I swear, it's so weird. After 27 albums, I still never get a call. Hey, we need you in the studio. Never.
Well, it's because you're always on TV. Every time I turn my TV on, I was like, well, and our correspondents, you know, in the field, like Shamika Robert, and there she is.
But I would take a break for you.
Yeah.
I have a feeling you're not calling me for number 28, so we'll just move on then.
Well, I mean, and listen, you and Mom come on and some, you know, give me some hand claps.
Yeah, you know,
tambourine
snaps. We are good at that.
I'm the best.
Yeah. How'd you come up with the title Soul Rising? And tell me about the cover art, because it is beautiful.
It wasn't going to be called Soul Rising.
Of course it wasn't.
It was actually going to be called House of Love. And that's a song on the album, House of Love. And I talked to a guy who I worked with at Universal many years ago. He did all of my artwork back when I was with Universal, a guy named Hollis King. And I explained to him, what happened with my daughter, and, played him the song. And he was like, oh my God, this is beautiful. I have an idea for a cover. I said, okay, great. Because I said, well, the album is supposed to be called House of Love. He was like, yeah, let me just call someone and let me get them started on some artwork and see where it goes.
Okay.
And so he called his brother, Frank Morrison, who's a fantastic painter, fantastic artist. And once again, explained to Frank, the album is entitled House of Love.
You wanted a house and a heart. I could have given you that.
That's why we leave what we do to the experts in that field.
Gotcha.
See, if I need someone in the field, to give me correspondence on what's going on in the world, then we call the you. Or the finger snap champion,
Gotcha.
hand snap queens,
Gotcha.
your mom. Then we call you. If I need something drawn for an album cover, we call an artist. Not saying that you aren't, but someone who's a little bit more.
I understand.
Yeah. So we called Frank, and Frank, I got it. Play me some music. I sent him Till We Meet Again, because that's pretty much,
yeah,
a couple other songs with it that we had done. And once again, he kind of, got into the same feelings that we all were in about the situation. And he sent me this piece of artwork. And it's the cover that you see right now. And I'm like, man, this is cold ass piece, but
yeah,
where's my House of Love? And he was like, well, I was thinking about the song and this is where the music took me. And as he said that, I'm looking at the artwork and I'm envisioning my daughter, who passed away, in that setting.
Yeah.
And I just kind of said, you know what? Don't think that you're smarter than God. What's the old saying? Man plans and God laughs.
Right.
And so I'd already had like this marketing plan in place, and it really had no emotional ties to the album House of Love. It was just a song. So it didn't really have any significance to it. And then all of a sudden, here's something that has some significance, touched my heart.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, well, let's go with that.
Is that her profile? Is that your daughter's profile?
That was his vision of,
oh, okay.
He felt that she would look like, because I explained to him that she was a music lover.
Mm-hmm.
And I sent him a bunch of pictures as well. But it wasn't like a real depiction of what she looks like. It was just his vision of a young lady listening to music in Brooklyn, which is where, she was born and raised. So everything hit home without it looking specifically like her. But it's everything else, kind of works together in tandem with the thing before it. And it just all worked. So yeah, Soul Rising, it's what I entitled it. That was my vision of her as a music lover, elevating to the heavens in some sort of a way. So yeah, Soul Rising.
It's really beautiful. Are you going to sell it at shows like posters or something?
Let
me not give him. Don't take my idea though.
well, actually, I wouldn't take the idea. It's not that I haven't thought about it, but it's a license deal. So,
gotcha.
Yeah, he's the artist. He owns the artwork. So yeah, we have to get permission. So if we were to do it, then you would share in the lawsuit as well.
No.
Oh, you don't want to be a part of it now?
Who is Will Downing?
Wow. Yeah. And you can check with Harvey Levin on this, or whoever it is, or you got to have a TMC, whatever it is.
I'd be like, I've never heard of him.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, wow. All of a sudden, you don't want no part of it, huh?
Right. So since you brought up House of Love, tell us about that song.
House of Love. It's a song that was written by myself and Randy Boland, the guitarist, and my co-producer on the album. It is about, it's almost like a marriage proposal song. Mm-hmm. Saying, can we build a house? Can we build a house of love? One that's strong as brick of stone. I'd like to come home to a house of love. I like coming home to you. Mm-hmm. You make me feel complete. Let's build a house. Let's do this together. So that's basically the basic premise behind House of Love. Okay.
So what you're saying is I need to send that to my boo so he can understand what I'm wanting. Is that what you're saying?
Listen, I've been doing that my whole life. I've been writing songs that men send to women to give them the message that they would like to convey when they don't have the words, and vice versa. So I work for everyone. So
We
that works
appreciate
for
it.
you, and if it seals the deal, if that's what you want with your boo, send it to boo.
Such an emphasis on boo.
Yeah, it was on boo. Maybe boo will get the very subtle hint.
Probably not. It's gonna go right over his head.
He'll probably come up with a hammer and nails. All right, let's get started. Like.
Right. And I'll be like, Will, you said.
I didn't say get with Joe Rockhead. I said I thought he had a little bit more going for him than that. Maybe that's not the one for you if he doesn't.
That would be hilarious, though, if he shows up with a hammer and nails.
Shows him with some overalls and hammer and some nails. All right, let's start building. When do we start? Like,
never.
Okay. Good looking, just not very bright.
That's funny. So let's see. I'm just gonna go down the list.
Sure.
And because I was writing really fast, I can't read part of my writing. So forgive me if I pronounce or say the wrong title. Closer to Me. Talk about that one.
Oh yeah. Just kind of like a dance track, party track. Very reminiscent of, and I'm only gonna repeat because I heard it, of the song Next, of the song by Next. What was that jam? Damn, I can't think of the title. I know you feel me, girl. We no more trying.
Oh yeah, what's the name of that?
Someone said it reminded them. So it's pretty much the same sort of thing. You know, folks out on the dance floor. It's like, just come a little closer to me. You can feel. I want you to feel me. I want to feel your body. I want you to feel mine closer to me. So there you go.
Okay, all right. So I can be in that video, right? Because I dance.
Yeah, you can bring Boo with the hammer and the nails, and then you can, all this stuff works together. And we build a house, but I need you to come closer to me. Did you see how I made that work?
I see. Okay, so what about What Part of My Love?
Okay, now
does that fit in there too?
It does, but that comes later once you're in a relationship and you've hit a point where you don't communicate the way you should. And that's what Part of My Love is all about. What Part of My Love is, and it's gonna happen. We even with you and Boo, Hammerhead, himself. Tell him that. I hope he doesn't come kick my ass for calling me. But it's one of those things where communication is key in every relationship. Mm-hmm. And at some point, people expect you to read their minds in any relationship, and then you kind of sit there and you make that face like.
Right.
You don't say anything. And so this brings up that, okay, what part of my love do you need? What is it that you need? Like, be very specific. What part is it? We've been working together. We love each other. I need to know specifically what you need. What part of my love do you need? Because I'm down with you, but I can't figure this out by myself. Tell me what you need. What part of me, what part of my love do you need?
Adds that to the list.
You know what? I normally charge people for this kind of advice. I'm giving you, these are like pearls. These are the pearls of wisdom.
I see. Now you of course gave us a cover song. Mm-hmm. You went back to was it the 70s, the Snatch this one?
Yeah.
You're right as rain. I like saying that. You're right as rain.
Yeah, you're as right as rain. Yeah, I mean that even sounds 70s. Your brother saying that, no, baby, you're right as rain. He's like,
I don't know, what does that mean? Like, I wouldn't even know.
Well, almost the equivalent of I want to go outside in the rain. I want to go outside in the rain. It's just like there's something very calming about rain and water. And
not for women.
Oh yeah, I mean, listen. I'm sure that if you thought about this, probably some of your most valued thoughts and feelings come during like inclement weather, like when it's raining. It seems like you concentrate a little better. At least I do. Like you sometimes you just stare out into the rain or you're out in the rain. It's like you can just concentrate better. There's nothing going on. You can listen to the raindrops. I mean, for me, nah, not you. All right.
I just be like, oh, this good. Take a nap with her. I ain't got to do nothing.
But that's the same. But that's the same thing.
Okay.
That's the same thing. It's very relaxing. It's very calming. You're as right as rain. You're very relaxing. You're calming. You're softer than a flower on a summer's day. You're as right as rain. You know, it's like that's what you do for me. So yeah, it is the same thing. You're very
okay.
Can't get no better than that. What's better than that? Relaxing, chilling with you, watching TV, taking a nap together, whatever it is. Like that's the way you make me feel. So yeah, you're as right as rain. Same thing.
Okay, I see it. Because all I was thinking of, these women in these lace fronts, they ain't gonna want to be associating with rain.
Wait a minute, I gotta give you the look away.
Then their eyebrows might wash off and their eyelashes and things.
Really? You didn't say lace fronts and eye. That's almost the equivalent of you saying, let's build a house, and my man showing up in some overalls with a hammer and nails. I say rain. I don't want to go outside in the rain. It might mess up my lace front or my Mac or whatever it is that you got on your face. If you want to go back to the 70s, fashion fair, you know.
Not fashion fair.
Hey, listen, my mama went to the fashion fair fashion show every year. That was my gift to her every year. What does mom want? I'm gonna get her some tickets to go see the fashion fair.
I would love to know how that was.
Bring
mom on here next time.
Listen, hey, when it was happening, you know. You get to hear Mr. Magic for an hour, do. And you see some black folks walking down the runway, with too much makeup on, looking very orange.
Of course.
That's what fashion fair was, orange.
That is hilarious. Okay, let's see. Did I miss a song? I missed a song.
YouTube and look it up later. You'll see.
I am. Love You Right.
Love You Right. I don't know if there's a real backstory to that other than this was a hell of a groove. And I'll be thinking you got this deep thing going with it, and you'd be like, no, it was me and brother Hubert Eves. We get together and we just kind of come up with ideas and we'll start a groove, and all of a sudden it's like, what you got, like, love you right. Love you right. Yeah. Love you right. Yeah. Love you right. Love you right. We just got to fill in the gaps. That's one of them just groove songs. Like, yeah, Love You Right sounds like that. That sounds like that should fit right there. So sorry, no amazing story like this. Till we meet again.
It's okay.
Closer to you. Sorry. Every once in a while there's some jive in there, and that's one of them. It's just a good feeling song. And with black folks, a lot of times all it takes is some drums, a hell of a bass line, and a good chorus like Love You Right to sing along with, and all the other stuff is secondary.
So are we going to get some videos for any of these songs?
Well, I shot a little something for What Part of My Love. Mm-hmm. And, I ain't good looking and smart like you. I'm just going to go and say it. Everybody can't be fine like you.
Put me in the video.
Some of us have a face for radio.
I am a former video chick. I was in Calvin Richards' video for 0.5 seconds.
5 seconds and I was in the Calvin Richards video, and listen, when Calvin does a video, it's all about, Calvin, and he got the hat and the real nice suit on, and, we should be lucky that any of us have ever been in
right.
So as far as I'm concerned, if you were on there for 0.5 seconds, you were the co-star of the video.
Oh, okay.
And I got to have you in the video because I got to beat out the Prince of Soul. He's the Prince of Soul.
Right.
I'm the sophisticated soul.
Right.
Beat him out.
Exactly. Give me 3 seconds.
Like, I've never heard a woman say that to me before.
That got awkward. No,
you 3 second man, you know.
So where can people find this album? Because, you know, when I was tweeting happy birthday to you and I was talking about the album, some people were like, what? There's a new album? Because it came out on your birthday, right?
Yeah.
That's why they didn't know. So
well, I have some warped logic behind current releases.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it might be a little insulting to the consumer, but I don't. These days, people just can't seem to retain anything.
You're right.
And I'm one of them. Like literally, you could tell me like, hey, I got, you got to pick up one of my shirts, or pick up a mug or something. And I would sit there, oh yeah, absolutely. And then you'll ask me another question. I will completely forget what you said or that I said.
That's a man thing.
No, it's a people thing. It's just, there's so much going on. There's so much information being thrown at you that people just can't retain. It's not like the old days. Like in the old days, you could announce, 3 months prior that you're going to release an album.
Mm-hmm.
People would, they'll retain it. They get excited about it. They write it down. They remember it, whatever. But these days, there's so much coming at you. People can't remember anything to say, okay, I'm going to pick up this record on this day.
Yeah.
So it's like literally you could do it the day of and just go, I got a record out now. and literally, and people jump on it, and then remind them 2 days later, like, just released the record. Oh, that's right. Yeah. I said I was going to get the record. And that's just what things are these days. So, there is no big publicity build up, not like movies or anything like that where, 2 weeks we're going to do, Equalizer 9 or 10.
Yeah, like I won't remember movies until I get a press release. And then I'm like, oh yeah, that movie's coming out.
Exactly. So it is not a man thing. It's
with that, but usually it's a man thing with even little things like the.
What do you mean? Why you say man? They put the word little right behind it. What is that? What's that all about?
I didn't say that. I didn't say that. You forgot. Remember?
No. I didn't misunderhear you, as someone would say, and it's not a word. You must have misunderstood me. Like
you're right. No, I mean like you were saying about like don't forget to get a mug or a shirt, and then.
So you're telling me that women do better at that sort of thing than men?
Absolutely.
Okay, well, maybe I need to get in contact with my feminine side.
There you go.
And life will be better.
There you go. And you'll be able to read minds and everything.
Oh man. Hey, make sure you say this to Hammerhead as well.
Oh, absolutely.
Whatever name.
So will you be doing well, I know you're always going to be touring, but will part of this album come along with you on the tour? Because I know sometimes I think we've talked about it before. People have their favorite songs they want to hear, but will you do any of these songs on the road next year?
Yeah. I mean, we're planning a tour right now, a Soul Rising tour, even as we speak. Mm-hmm. And I think I want to do almost like a Soul Rising anthology sort of a tour and take people on the ride of music over the last 35 years. So we'll go back to 88 and do some of the songs that were from the very first album and kind of build up to the current day. So you'll hear a lot of music. I mean, there's 27 albums. You're going to hear a lot of music. It may be condensed. You may not hear all the songs in their entirety, but I think that's what people like, because there's not a night that goes by when we do a show where someone doesn't come up to me after the show and go, you didn't sing my song. You didn't do this. You just like, that's impossible. I just wanted you to do more of, the original song number 8 off album 10. Like what?
People are crazy.
Those are your words, not mine.
They are.
But literally, I have to sit there and endure that every night. Like we'll do 75 to 90 minutes, and I normally come back like after the show, I'm drenched. I'm soaking wet. I'm beat to crap. And then, then we do meet and greets. As, your mom came back and we did one. You got to shake hands. You got to kiss babies. And, I don't mind doing it. But when I hear that phrase, and it happens every week. Oh, man, great show. Oh, man, I didn't think I was going to have this good of a good time. And, man, you were amazing, man. But, you didn't sing my song. Like, okay. I kind of want to hear, something's going on. I'm like, like you would be the only person in the audience that would want to hear the song "Something's Going On," or
Yeah.
"Intended," or like and they have their reasons why, but
yeah,
that's what music is. You normally have to kind of focus on the singles that did well, and that's what you put in the show.
Okay. All right. Well,
all that to say, if people really dive into this album, then we'll pull more songs from the current stuff and the last album.
So I'm going to go ahead and RSVP for the Charlotte Stop Now. So I don't have to sit backstage.
Well, you said you had a good time. Hey, listen.
We did. We had fun.
It is a testament to my popularity. See, you underestimated the popularity of Will Dynamite.
Okay.
You figured you could just walk in there and like, oh yeah, I'll just be able to sit down somewhere that was like, every seat is sold out. We're oversold. We're going to start putting chairs on the side of the stage. And there was an overflow. So you and I don't know how many other people were there.
I think it was 4 or 5 of us sitting there.
Yeah. So it just shows you like there was no seat to be had. So when you hear Will Dynamite coming to your town, you better get your tickets immediately.
Yes, y'all should. Or you might be sitting outside.
You might be sitting outside. My dad would say, you must be popular. Not popular.
Right. But I wondered, could you hear the women backstage screaming when you were singing? Could you hear that?
No.
You couldn't? Because I was like, y'all go
we mean the women. Just go on and say you. It's all right.
It was not me.
It's okay.
I didn't want to get put out. So
who understands? Who understands? I have that effect on women.
Come on now, Mr. Downey. You thought I was gonna mess up these vocal cords.
I'm not worth a scream.
I got it. I got
a black bastard.
But I really thought like those moments where they kind of got quiet that you could hear them screaming at what they were saying, and I was like,
like, nope. I mean, basically, you can't hear what anyone else is saying, and you can basically only see like the first, 2 or 3 rows. So here's an inside information tip. When you see an artist like point, my sister once she went absolutely nuts because she thought that Michael Jackson pointed to her. She went to go see her in the Jackson 5. We were teenagers. They went to go see the Jackson 5. And Michael Jackson was on the stage, and he's like, "You and I." She was like, "What do you mean?" And my sister ran with that story forever. And then when I became an entertainer,
you ruined it.
She saw me pointing, and she was like, "Were you pointing at someone?" I said, "Her name is Myra." I said, "Myra, no, I can't see past the 3rd or 4th row. It's so dark." So you just kind of point, and you just assume that there's a woman there, She's like, "So you telling me Michael Jackson wasn't pointing at me?" I was like, "No, boo."
You just ruined her whole life's fantasy.
She's ruined my life from the times I got blamed for stuff that she did. It's called the big payback.
You destroyed that Michael Jackson moment for her.
Michael Jackson was not pointing at you. Boo. There might have been an empty chair there. That's what he was pointing at.
I know she was hurt. I'm on her side. I know that hurt.
Good. I get one punch in my whole life. She's been hitting me. I get one punch and I'll get to win one round. Good. He wasn't looking at you. I talked to Michael. He told me. He was not pointing to you.
Did you ever meet Michael, by the way?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, so you could have said that, and she would have.
Well, actually, you know what? You couldn't have, because when I worked with Michael, they wouldn't let you talk to him.
But did she know that?
Oh, she wouldn't believe me if I said Michael said to kiss his black ass. I might say it wasn't you and to kiss his black ass. But no. Even if I did, if you think I had one opportunity to sit and talk with that dude, you think I'm going to ask him if he remembers my point at Madison Square Garden? Remember back in Madison Square in 1972, and you pointed on the audience? My sister said you pointed at her. You can ask God one question.
Right. Oh my gosh.
Fried? Did you really make fried chicken? Like, God, you can ask God one question. What came first, the chicken or the egg?
Right. Right.
It wouldn't be the question I'd ask.
Well, what would you ask him? Now I want to know. If you had gotten to talk to him that day, what would you have asked?
Oh, Michael?
Yeah. What would you have asked?
Well, I mean, I couldn't relegate it to one question. I mean,
if they said, "Sir, you only get one question," because Mike is busy.
I don't know. It was such a strange. It was such a strange situation to be in because it was the Grammys. We sang background for him on the Grammys, and it was everybody in the room.
Oh wait, what year? Which year was this?
The one that was at Radio City. I think it did Man in the Mirror.
Now I got to go back and watch.
and you know what? I'll stand out. You know why? We had rehearsed with Michael. And we got to, why you laughing already?
Now this is about to be ridiculous.
It doesn't paint me in the best light. That's all I can tell you. So we rehearsed with him, like, I think 2 days before or the day before the Grammys, right? And so when we got there, we were standing up on some sort of a ledge, and we were supposed to step down at a particular time. And when we rehearsed it one way. And then right before the show, they said, okay, we want to change something. Michael wants everyone to step down at this time and not on the other. So everybody remember that, right? So for me, I'm like, I got it. And something happened right beforehand. And that moment came and I stepped down and then I looked, I was like, and I stepped right back up. So if you see a black bald-headed somebody in the background who steps down, yeah.
Did anybody say anything afterwards?
No, I mean, listen, it was over with by that time. And literally, it was me. It was the Hawkins family. It was all artists. We were all like established artists. I think BB was there, BB Winans, and CC was there. So it was like all these established.
I never paid attention to who was in the background because I was so focused on him. Now I got to go back and just watch it.
Yeah. Pretty much, it was everybody had a record out or a song or something like that. Yeah, it was kind of like a who's who.
And he made y'all his background singers. Were you offended?
Yeah. I mean, they wanted to make it like some sort of, I don't know, like a celebrity choir or something. I don't even do it.
I honestly thought all these years until you just ruined it. I thought it was a choir.
Well, it was a choir. I mean, there were just singers in there. Like, I would say just singers. I don't mean insulting. But
I thought it was just literally like just a choir and not other artists sprinkled in.
No, it was like Cissy Houston was in there. She was like one of the choir directors. It was like a who's who.
I miss all this. Now, as many times as I have watched that performance, I never noticed. Now I got to go back and look for you not following directions.
Like I said, it won't be hard. It won't be hard to find me because of course the camera zooms back. It's like I'm talking to the man in the mirror. Oh, yeah. I'm asking him to change. And of course, and you see me looking around like looking down the line. Of, anybody else? Looks like nope.
Please tell me your sister caught that and did not let that nugget go. Please tell me.
Listen, all I gotta do is tell her Michael wasn't pointing. That's always going to trump anything that she can say.
That's
I couldn't
true.
find a better word, but yeah, it's always going to beat anything that she's going to say. Okay. Well, I'm bald headed and I ain't good looking, but Michael wasn't pointing at you.
That sounds really petty of you, but I understand because I would probably do the same thing, or my sister would do that to me. I'm 100% sure she would do that to me.
Damn right. Protect yourself at all times. Go with what you know.
Are you younger or older than your sister?
I'm the youngest of four. I'm the baby.
So see, it's the young ones that are the pettiest and the meanest.
Yeah. I'll take it.
Yeah, y'all know how to hurt feelings.
One point at you. Mike told me, but you. Everybody but you.
Yeah, you yeah, you won that. Any argument you will win with that for sure.
You say something. You remember that year that you went to the concert and Michael wasn't pointing at you?
So where can people get this amazing Soul Rising album?
They can obviously go to iTunes or they can go to Amazon, but if they really want to help an artist, come to my website, come to willdowning.com and come to theprinceofsophisticatedsoul.com, and you can pick up that album, the prior music. We got fans, we got t-shirts, we got hats, we got it all. So come to the website, come to willdowning.com or theprinceofsophisticatedsoul.com.
Got it.
And if you buy something, I'll say that Michael was pointing at you at concert.
Well, you just need to be pointing at people, actual people. Yeah.
Can we build a house? A house of love.
Well, now every time you point, I'm going to be looking around like, who is he pointing
at?
No,
but no, it's really at you. Yes, you and Mom, So if I do like this, it'll be
right.
Then you'll know.
Right. Gotcha. Well, as a pleasure, it's always fun to have you on the show. And I also was saying, as many times as you've been on this show, I should have like a theme song from Will Downing at this point.
Wait a minute, I had to twist your arm to call the show, check the rhyme, because you were like, I don't know. I'm like, it's perfect for you. Every time you call me, I start doing my, my Q-tip, check the rhyme, yo. Fight dog, all them from the group. And like, I had to fight you on, and then you did it. You were like, yeah, people kind of really like it, I'm glad I called and checked around. I'm like, I should be getting a percentage of this, Yeah.
I sent you a shirt.
That's very Black of you.
Isn't it?
Wow.
And I always mention you in interviews to give you credit. See how that works?
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Yeah. But still no thing. Hey, and I got some bad news for you. Michael wasn't pointing at you.
Well, what about the the theme song?
I'll work on it. But you should call I was gonna say that might cost you some money to get licensing for that. And you don't want any more lawsuits.
Anymore.
Yeah. Listen, if I print up a t-shirt or anything of this album artwork from Soul Rising and he comes after me, you're involved. That's when I'm putting at you for real. You. I'm
editing this video to take that part out. It was never my idea.
The joy is I know you can't edit. So
dang, that was a punch.
Unless you learn, because I remember last I was like, yeah, just edit that out. You're like, I'll talk to my person about getting it out of there. I'm like, you don't know how to edit? Like, I don't know how to edit.
Still don't.
Oh, come on. All right, so for 2024, that should be on your list of things to learn how to do.
No. I've decided I want to learn how to DJ.
Aim higher. aim higher. You're in the visual arts. It is a field that you excel in. You are excellent at it. You should learn every aspect of what the job entails. So you should learn how to edit. I think that's going to take you a lot further than zigga.
But I can open your show for you, right? DJ Rhymes.
I already have one already. Sorry. So you're trying to put another Black person out of work? You are.
Wait.
So now we know who you are. We see who you are.
Well, let me do the announcing of something. But yes, that's my goal. So I just want to learn how to DJ. I don't know why. I just want to learn.
You know what? I'm not gonna lie. Secretly, deep down inside, I want to have like 15 or 20 minutes of DJing in me. I always have like this crazy idea. I'm gonna be out somewhere and the
See?
DJ's gonna fall, or he gonna break, or they didn't show up. We need somebody for like 20, 30 minutes. I'll be like, I know this is hard to believe, but DJ.
See? You get the vision. But it's like most people nowadays just have their laptop. I could put together a mean playlist.
I'm sure you could, but I'm not going to belittle the job of a DJ because I had a killer one this past weekend. This dude, he lit the place on fire. He set the show up so well. My man did his thing, boy. So, and I was looking at him doing this thing, and I was like, I know I want to learn, but I don't know if I can be that good. I mean, he tore the place down. It was just smash after smash. Everything was on beat. Just like, God damn. Maybe I just better stick to singing.
So I have to try out my new outro on you. I mean, I've tried it on some other people.
Okay, let's hear what you got.
Ready? All right. Well, first, let me thank you for coming back on the show, Will Downing.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you see how that changed real quick.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. So you have officially been checked by the rhymes.
We'll work on that.
There was other people that liked it. I'm working on it. It's a work in progress.
I mean, I just got to get used to it. But I wasn't ready. I didn't hear the bell.
I don't have another option, actually. That was the only one I've come up with.
Well, that's perfect. So let's go with that one.
You've been checked by the rhymes.
Well, you know what? Why don't you have the artists or the people that you're interviewing say that?
Okay.
So I'll go like this. All right, so hold on.
Okay. And sing. Go. Wait, that's not right.
What do I do? Action.
Action.
I don't know what the hell you said before, but it wasn't action. Hold on.
Okay. Action.
Hey, my name is Will Downing, and I have officially been checked by the rhymes. See?
You belong in a Tubi movie. That was good.
You see how it works? See? So that's what you have. That's what you should have other people say. So you're like you're not tooting your own horn. It's like someone is doing it for you. Someone's kind of like giving you your flowers.
Okay.
I have officially been, checked by the rhymes.
I like that. So then what do I say? Thank you.
Wow.
It's
you
awkward.
By yourself? Really?
What do I say?
No, you say, hey, you do the Russell Simmons. Thanks, please come again. Just say, hey, thank you so much.
Well, I honestly didn't know I needed an intro or outro until Donnie Simpson said, that's it? Where's the outro? And I was like,
and you know what? And so that means that you can learn something new every day. And Donnie is a professional. He's a professional.
Yes, because I had never thought about it until he said it.
Now, what was his? I can't remember what his outro was.
I don't remember, but he has one.
Because it wasn't as good as yours. So good.
Right.
You can tell him, hey, Donnie, and Michael wasn't pointing at you. That could be the outro.
Yeah, you have to go listen to his story about meeting Bubbles. It had me in this floor crying, laughing, because he did not know Bubbles was a chimp. I don't know what he thought, but he did not realize that Bubbles was an animal. It was the funniest story. Oh my gosh.
Last time I saw Donnie, and then I'm going to let you go. I'll say that I have been officially checked by the rhymes after I said this. I'm with Donnie, and we are judging a talent contest down in the DC area. And these kids, unfreaking believable, unbelievably talented. And we're looking at this guy, and he's dancing. And this dude is, he ain't just, he did a combination of like street dancing and like some sort of form of ballet or something like that. Mm-hmm. And I was telling Donnie, I was like, yeah, Donnie, I've been doing like a lot of running, trying to get my legs together and trying to do this, that, and the other. And I kick him. I was like, I said the strangest thing. I swear to you, I had like a a Charles Barkley moment. I just said the dumbest thing ever. I was like, man, look at that dude's legs. Look at his ass. Man, it was like this chiseled, and Donnie's just going to look at me. I said, no, I didn't mean it like that. I said, I'm trying to like work out and get my, my body. Like, it's like, man, what a phenomenal body, man. And then we just laughed all night based on that, because it was, the kid came up and he jumped up in the air and he landed, and like all the muscles in his legs and his dude's ass, like, I could bounce a cord off of that thing and it would probably come back. I just looked at me like, what? I said, yeah, I've been trying to work out and get my body. It was like, yeah, you know where I'm going with this. Like, stop. And then we just laughed. So there you go. That's why.
I'm sure that was
You had to be there. You had to be there. Like Charles Barkley getting a bracelet in the shower. The guy, I saw this guy's bracelet. I said it was a really nice bracelet, and he gave it to me. While we were in the steam room. What happened? So it was one of those moments.
Oh, I gotcha. Well, as always, thank you. It has been fun laughing and catching up, and I will see you soon with album 28. I don't know if that's coming out before the tour or after, but
it's coming.
2024.
There we go. Good.
Right.
Oh, wait a minute. One time. My name is Will Downing, and I've been checked by the rhymes.